Hi class, hopefully you guys are staying warm and safe today. I know most of you probably got quite a bit of snow overnight, so stay safe, stay warm. Some of you are traveling all over and you're missing this beautiful, lovely cold wave we're going to have. But anyhow, we are now into week 4. So happy Monday, welcome to week 4. This week in Capstone, we are continuing to work on the simulation, but we're also going to start getting ready for working on the business plan and setting up the teams that you guys will be working on. So for learning activities this week, you need to review your feedback from previous submissions that you've submitted, special decisions, financial portfolios this week, log of quarterly decisions. Make sure you're reading that feedback, seeing where you might be making mistakes or seeing what you're really doing well so that you continue to improve upon your work and you have less things to edit for your final portfolio submission. So a few main things that I've been seeing, just to highlight them, on your written summaries, instead of using the MLA format template that I've given you where you have your name, instructor's name, and date up in the corner, instead you're just going to have a running header that's going to match your financial portfolios. And this is so at the end of the term, when you go to add all these items into one digital file, all of them will have the same matching header. So you're going to include your company name, the industry that you're in, and the period right across the top. So look at your financial portfolios to see how that's laid out, and then you'll want to lay that the same way on your special decisions and your written summaries, just to save yourself time in the end. Ultimately, I want to save you guys time while still having you do the quality of work that I expect for this project. Other things, just to remind you guys, make sure you are using MLA citations in text. You don't just need to put it in parentheses. Sometimes you could write according to whoever the author is, according to XYZ article that I read, and really incorporate that more into your writing. Make sure you're using your business terminology. You don't want to say, oh, I have a cheaper price than my competitors. I have a lower price than my competitors would be more appropriate. So little things like that can really enhance your writing this semester. If you're struggling with writing, we do have the online writing center, and I highly recommend that you reach out to those. I'm not a writing instructor by any means, but if I notice quite a few spelling or grammatical mistakes, I will just write on their grammatical mistakes, and you'll have to review with the writing center or one of your English instructors to make those improvements for the final. So other things you need to do this week. There is the week 4 discussion forum. Week 4's discussion forum is going to take place in Blackboard. You're going to look at the U.S. Commerce Department's mission is to help make the American business more innovative at home and more competitive abroad. So there's 12 different agencies that are in there. They have quite a few different forecasts. As far as patent protection goes, there's a consumer department that touches on the lives of Americans every single day. So I want you to visit that site this week, learn more about their mission, find one piece of interesting information from there that might be useful for your business plan. As you attempt to determine what type of business you're going to do, how can this information help you and your team as you go through the business plan? In addition to the discussion forum, there is a break-even worksheet. As I'm reading through your guys' work, I think you guys understand break-even pretty easily. Forecasting and purchasing was a little difficult for you guys. So again, go back and review that feedback so you can make those corrections. That's your forecasting and your purchasing. Those are huge for you guys this term, and making sure that you're forecasting the right amount of inventory. You're looking at your sales projections. You're knowing what to purchase, so you end up with the 0 to 0.5 inventory turnover rate. You want to make sure you still have inventory in stock at the end of each period so that you can turn around and sell that while you're waiting for your new inventory to come in. Otherwise, think about it. If the clothing store is just ordering enough to cover that quarter, they're not going to have enough to carry them into the next quarter. So you need a little bit of overlap. So you need to take that into consideration as you guys are making your purchases. Be sure also in the simulation to review your results and your competitors in your market. You're competing against 9 other individuals in the class. So you want to see where you're sitting and performing. What choices or decisions could you make to be better than your competitors as you continue to compete. So the break-even worksheet should be pretty easy for you, most of you this week. I feel confident on that one. Other decisions you guys need to make. You do need to make your quarter 3 and quarter 4 decisions. So quarter 3 is due by Friday, and your quarter 4 will be due by Monday at 11:59 p.m. In addition to that, you guys have financial portfolios and the log of quarterly decisions that you need to complete. You'll need to complete those for quarters 2 and 3. Remember, we're always a week behind on those because we need to wait for our results before we can get those in. When you guys are making your decisions for quarter 3 and 4, I would highly recommend that you keep track of that log of quarterly decisions as you make those. I know you don't turn it in till after you've completed the next quarter, but it's hard sometimes to go back and see what you did for those decisions and support it with research if you didn't conduct research first. So make sure you're conducting research, supporting your log with research as you're making those decisions, and then saving it until you get your financial portfolio information. So just a little tip there. In addition to that, you guys have the business plan. You guys are going to start formulating teams this week. So next week we can work on contracts for your team. We'll also have you guys review next week the evaluation forms, because as part of this project, in your Capstone course, you do need to demonstrate teamwork. So you guys will set up teams in order to complete this business plan. And you really want a good team as you work on this business plan. It is a 30-year grade. It takes a significant amount of research each week in order to compile that. So you want to get with a group that has a similar schedule to you, as well as similar personalities or goals for this course, so that you can achieve the best results. So I highly recommend you go back to that week 1 discussion board, or if you know a few individuals in class, you reach out to them. Try and see who you want to form teams with. So we'll have teams of anywhere from 3 to 5. I'm going to let you guys as a class decide. There is a wiki to sign up on. If you guys go with a team of 5, then there'll be 1 team of 4 and 1 team of 5. Otherwise, there'll be 3 teams of 3 this term. So we'll see how that goes through. At this time, I'm just letting you guys sign up as you go. If I need to, I'll step in and help to decide teams and even that out, just so that you guys have equal there. There is a quiz to take that just says that you understand you're participating in a team project. You're expected to act professionally. You have a commitment to that team. So you just need to confirm that. I know it's hard in an online environment to work in teams. It's hard in a face-to-face class as well. However, if you guys are working in teams and you guys write your contracts really well, and there's one team member potentially that's not contributing, not doing their work, they're breaking the contract that you guys set up, they can be fired. And I mean that. So while you guys are thinking of your teams and working on your contracts next week, I really want you to put into place in that contract what are consequences for not meeting the expectations of the team, not doing the work, and write those out. As long as you guys write those out, you set up processes and procedures in place, we can actually fire team members, and then they'll have to complete the project on their own, which is also a significant reduction in their grade because they don't have that team component. So keep that in mind. You have to be committed to your team. You have to work with them. You have to contribute, or you could be fired from the team. Just to give you guys an overview on the business plan again, in case you're wondering about that, you can go into the business plan folder here. It gives you the final grading rubric, which breaks down each week. We'll have a different section that you will complete. We're going to follow the SBA template. There are several previous student examples that I've included in here, anywhere from A to B quality work. None of them are absolutely perfect. You will have to improve upon those if you want a higher grade than what they had achieved. When you're doing this business plan, it's strongly encouraged that you have little to no inventory. if you have inventory for your business, that is a lot of additional financial information that you're going to need to consider. You also want minimal capital investment. So starting a gym is not a good idea for your business plan for this class. Starting a gym, you're looking at $100,000 minimum for a workout facility that doesn't even basically have any equipment except for some free weights. And there's a lot of liability insurance. So you're strongly encouraged to stay away from those and really focus more on a service industry firm for this project, so you have little to no inventory. If you do select a business that has inventory or larger capital investment, you're just going to have to do the additional steps to support that inventory, support the capital investment, show that you have the financial backing in order to start that. So that might include getting approval for a loan. So everything on this business plan has to be realistic data. Nothing can be made up. Even though you're working on it as a team, only one individual is going to be the owner or the operator of this team. It just makes it a little easier to avoid some of the complex issues related to HR, management, liability, some additional steps. So we're just trying to keep this really simple entry level for you guys. If you go on to a 4-year institute, you can do a higher level business plan. We're just staying super simple on this one. So one person owner as you're writing it. So you're writing it from a business standpoint as a single owner, service industry, no capital or minimum capital of investment, no inventory type of situation. So if you guys are developing your teams this week, you come up with ideas and you're not really sure if it's going to meet the criteria, please send it forward before you actually start writing or working on your business plan, because I don't want you to have to go back and redo that. There are some business plan checklists in here, the SBA website, several of the sources that you have been working on for your discussion boards are also listed here. But right down here are several examples of business plans to look at, so that you get an example of what students have done over the last couple years. So this is... It's a business plan from each of the last 5 years, actually. The highest scoring one was Days to Remember LLC, Quick Menu, and Wigs to Wiggles. Those are the top 3 that I'd recommend looking at. The others are great as well. They're all written a little bit differently, but those are the best quality. Days to Remember really uses the best business-related language throughout theirs, so I would look at those. In addition, the peer evaluation form is here, so you can see how you're going to be evaluated by your peers on this business plan. While we don't start writing it till week 5, I do want you guys to understand that there's some steps to go through with your team as we continue on here. So that is the business plan. That is week 5. If you guys, or week 4, sorry. Let me know what questions you have, if you have any. Otherwise, make sure you're making your 2 decisions this week. There is a special decision with each quarter as well, so you'll have a written summary to submit on those. So have a great week 4. Stay warm, drive safe, have a good one.